So hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. So guys, in today's session we are going to cover all the important current affairs from 8th of October till 14th of October, and all these news are very important for your upcoming phase 1 exams. Okay, chalo. So guys, we'll be starting with the national news. So the first news is Ministry of Textile notified major amendments to PLI scheme for textiles. Now what is this PLI scheme? So it is basically production linked incentive scheme. Okay. Now you should know some static part about this particular scheme, that this scheme was launched in the year 2020. And what is the purpose of this scheme? So the purpose of this scheme is to boost domestic manufacturing and reducing the imports, right? So that is the main purpose of this production linked incentive scheme, and it is not initiative of any one ministry. There are multiple ministry which are basically taking this initiative. Okay. Also this scheme is going to give a push to the Make in India scheme also. All right. Now, how many sectors this scheme particularly covers? So there are around 14 key sectors. What are those sectors? So sectors like mobile and electronics, pharma, automobile, okay, telecom. Then textile is also one of the important area which comes under this 14 key sector. Now every ministry has their own outlay for this production linked incentive scheme. So for example, the Ministry of Textile has given an outlay of 10,683 crore rupees for this production linked incentive scheme. Okay, so these are some of the static things which you should know. All right, now let's see the question which can be framed from this particular news. So the key objective of Ministry of Textile in amending the PLI scheme for man-made fabric, apparel and fabrics and technical textile is to enhance India's textile sector what? Subsidization, competitiveness, taxation or import dependence. Okay. Now let's see the news in detail, then we'll see the answer. So they have basically amended some of the important part. So what are those things? What are they have added in this particular scheme? So in order to enhance the industry competitiveness and to bring more and more investment, so these are the four major revisions which they have done. First, that they have added 17 new HSN codes. Now what is HSN code? It is basically harmonized system of nomenclature. So those of you who know that there is a import export going on. So for every product and commodity there is one designated HSN code. Okay, so now 17 more new HSN code have been added, 8 for the apparel part and 9 for the man-made fabrics. Okay, the second thing is that, see, we want to bring more and more new investments. Okay, now earlier there was a limit. For example, there are two parts. Part one is basically for the large investors. Okay, large investors. Okay, so large investor, earlier they have to do a minimum investment of 300 crore rupees. Now they have reduced it to 50%, that is up to 150 crore you can do. Part 2 was for basically for small investors. So earlier the limit was 100 crore rupees. Now they have also reduced it to 50 crore. So 50% reduction in the minimum investment requirement. Okay. Third thing what they have done is incremental turnover criteria was, again they were lowered from 10-25% to 10%. Now take through common sense was understand why they have lowered everything, because they want to bring more and more people to come and invest in this particular sector. Okay, and everything would be effective from 1st of August 2025, right, till December 2025. Application window will be open for investing. Got it? So how you are going to make the short note? So just remember these three things, है ना? First of all, PLI for textile. First is what? 17 new HSN code, right? Minimum investment requirement has reduced to 50% for both part 1 and part 2. And third is that incremental turnover criteria has been reduced from 25 to 10%. So these three things you have to remember apart from the static part. This one, what was the production linked incentive scheme? Got it? Chalo. So option B, they want to increase the competitiveness. So answer of this question is the key objective is what? To increase the competitiveness of the textile sector. Okay, chalo. Next news is Tamil Nadu government partners with Borussia Dortmund to launch India's first sports tech incubation center. Now this is a German football club, है ना? Please remember this thing. So which state government has partnered with Germany's Borussia Dortmund to set up India's first sports tech incubation center? Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra? We have just seen that is the Tamil Nadu government. Okay. So this is this entire news. Do you have to remember each and everything? No. We have to extract the keywords. How are you going to extract it? Let's see. So Tamil Nadu government plus Borussia Dortmund. Okay. In bracket, right? German football club. They have done a MOU for what? For India's first sports technology or tech incubation center. Okay. So this is your one-liner current affair for this entire thing. You don't have to remember anything else. Okay. Now also they are planning to start create one space technology incubation center also. Space tech incubation center where they want to create it in Anna University, Chennai. So two things you have to remember for this particular news. All right. Is it clear? So correct answer is Tamil Nadu government. Got it? Chalo. Moving on to the next news. Chhattisgarh's Balod becomes India's first child marriage free district. So first of all, you should know that the legal age of marriage in India, for boys it is 21 and for girl it is 18. And now there is a demand that please bring parity and make the legal marriage age for both the gender 21 years. Okay. And there is one more act which basically regulates this entire thing, that is the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006. Okay. Now let's see, the news is very factual. So which district became India's first to officially declare child marriage free by achieving zero reported cases? Dhamtari, Raipur, Balod or Bilaspur? So correct answer is C, Balod. It is in Chhattisgarh. Alright. So this see, so many things is written here. Now there is one very important report which you should understand. UNICEF. Okay, so regarding child marriage, UNICEF has given a report that around 23% of young women in India between the age of 20 to 24, okay, they got married before the age of 18, around 23%. This is a report from UNICEF. Okay, chalo. So how you are going to make the short notes? What has happened? Chhattisgarh, Balod district, first district to declare as child marriage free district. Okay, so please remember this thing. 1, 2, 3 things you have to remember for this entire news. All right. So see, my purpose here is I want to make all these current affairs little bit simple for you. Otherwise, if you are reading each and everything, you are just wasting your time. Okay, this is not required. If it is required, if you have if you have to read everything, then what is the necessity of mine? I am here to help you, to give you the crux of the news, to help you what things you have to remember. Okay, so that your work get a little bit simpler. Now I am going to give you one homework. Please read about UNICEF and which important reports UNICEF releases. Right? Please read about this thing. So Balud is the correct answer. Next is Government of India unveiled India AI Impact Summit 2026, and the logo was also basically inaugurated. Now, before moving to the India AI Impact Summit, first understand about the India AI mission. India AI mission is basically, it was a mission basically started in the year 2024, right? And the government has given allocated 10,300 crore rupees, right? So please remember the outlay, the start year, and what is the purpose of this scheme? They basically want to use AI as a transformative tool in different sectors, sectors like, education, sectors like agriculture, sectors like healthcare. Okay, they want to use AI as a transformative tool, and you must be seeing that government has basically initiated multiple AI based things. For example, you must have heard about Bhashini, है ना, for language translation. Okay, this is the purpose. Please remember the outlay of this mission. Okay, and see this entire India AI mission, it is based upon 7 core pillars, right? What are those core pillars? For example, one core pillar is we want to develop computing, India AI compute, or computing infrastructure we want to develop. Second is database platform, right? Third is AI based innovation, then AI based skilling, AI financing. So these are some of the important pillars of the India AI mission. So 10,300 crore is the total outlay given for this particular initiative. Now let's see the question. So the official logo of the India AI Impact Summit prominently feature which national emblematic symbol at the center? A lotus, B Ashok Chakra, C lion capital, or D peacock? Those who are watching live, guys, try to answer it in the comment box. What option do you think is correct? A, B, C, D, everyone. Junoon Fauji, sir, Hindi language, please. I think my English is very simple. You can understand this thing, है ना? If you are finding any difficulty, just let me know. As you are preparing for a regulatory body, and I believe you should know a little bit of English so that it is going to help you in the interview also, है ना? My English is not very hi-fi, है ना? It is very simple. I am using very simple languages, simple words. Okay, chalo. So correct answer here is the Ashok Chakra. Let's see the news, then we'll see the answer. So first of all, whenever you read about any event, okay, so what is the name of the event? India AI Impact Summit. This is the event. Okay, where was the venue of this event? So you have to remember the venue also. Now, what thing was inaugurated here? So the logo was inaugurated. And what was the logo? Ashok Chakra. This logo was inaugurated. And this logo has been designed by Sri Ajit P. Suresh. Got it? So how many things you have to remember? Number one, event. Second is venue. Third is the design. And fourth is the designer. 4 things you have to remember for this particular news. Okay, yes, no, is it clear? Acha, those who are watching live, kindly like the session, guys. So correct answer is Ashok Chakra. Okay, now see why, what is the significance of this Ashok Chakra? Can anyone tell me what this why we call it as Ashok Chakra? Please read about this thing, why we call it as Ashok Chakra. Chalo, very good. Next is overview of the 42nd ICAO assembly session held in Montreal, Canada, International Civil Aviation Organization. So first of all, let's understand something about ICAO. See, it is a United Nations specialized agency, UN specialized agency. What does it specializes in? It specializes in setting the international standards and regulation for civil aviation. Okay, it sets the international standards and regulation for the civil aviation. Its headquarter is where? Its headquarter is Montreal, Canada. Okay, Canada is the headquarter of the ICAO. Okay, so please remember this thing. Also, there is one very important convention. That name of that convention is Chicago Convention. Okay, which is basically about the international civil aviation only, right? So it develops all the standard and recommended practices which can be adopted nationwide. All right, so that a single standard will be there. Now it would be easy for them to measure whether we are doing good or whether we are doing bad. Okay, so what are the key areas where ICAO works? So it is for aviation safety, security, air navigation, and air transport development. So everything related with the aeroplane and how it operates. Now there was this event. So the 42nd ICAO assembly held in Montreal. Which organization received the Edward Warner Award 2025? So there are so many options. Let's see the news first, then we'll see the answer. So first of all, what is the event here? 42nd session of ICAO. What is the venue or location? Montreal, Canada. Okay, 192 members are there in ICAO. Okay, you don't have to remember this thing. Now, during this event, Edward Warner Award was provided, and this award was basically given to the African Civil Aviation Commission and African Civil Aviation Flight Safety Foundation. So just remember, award was given to the African Civil Aviation. Okay. So one thing, two thing, three, and India was represented by Airport Authority of India. All right. So correct answer is African Civil Aviation. Good. Clear? Any doubt? Chalo. Now, guys, this week was more about the Nobel prizes. I have created an entire table also. In the upcoming slides. You will get that, and we'll be talking about the works which they have done for so that because of which they have won the Nobel Prize. Okay. Chalo. Next news is overview of the WSSF 2025 held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. What is this WSSF? It is basically World Social Security Forum. Okay, and it basically conducts a meeting every 3 years. It is a triennial event. Okay, and it is one of the most important global body for social security stakeholders, and it brings ministers, bureaucrats, experts from across the countries to share their experiences regarding social security. Achha, what comes under social security? Let's say you have given 30 years of your life for government. The government is giving you pension for that. So it is a type of social security. Insurance, it is a type of social security. All right. Achha, one more thing. This forum, this World Social Security Forum, it also releases one very important report. That the name of that report is ISSA. Okay. So we will talk about this thing in the upcoming part also. All right. Chalo. So the World Social Security Forum, where India received the ISSA award, was hosted in which city? Geneva, Kuala Lumpur, Jakarta, or Manila? So let's see the answer. So event is World Social Security Forum. What is the venue? Venue is Kuala Lumpur, okay, Malaysia. What was the theme of the event? Shaping social security for a, just remember this much, okay, shaping social security. And during this event, India received the ISSA award. Okay. So please remember this thing. India was the winner of the ISSA award. And who is the president of ISSA? It is Mr. Mohammad Azman. He is the president of ISSA. So just remember the venue, event, theme of the event, and what major thing happened during the event. All right. Chal. So Kuala Lumpur is the correct answer. Now next is China commences world first solar thermal power plant in Gobi Desert. Now Gobi Desert is one of the coldest desert in the world. Okay. Now you can see here there are two towers, 1 and 2, and they are surrounded by mirrors. So every mirror is going to reflect the light toward this particular tower. Okay, and this tower is going to convert this solar energy into what? Into thermal energy or heat energy. Okay, thermal or heat energy, and this tower is also going to do the same, right? So the world first solar thermal power station was inaugurated in which desert region of China? Taklamakan Desert, Gobi Desert, Tangier Desert, or Orders? So it is the Gobi Desert, right? Chalo. So let's see the news. What has happened? China. China has done what? World first solar thermal power station. Okay, where? In Gobi Desert, right? And this tower would be a dual tower configuration. Dual tower configuration. Got it? And why China is doing that? Because China has set Just like India has their own INDC, na, that we are going to create 500 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. Similarly, China has their own commitment. They want to achieve 1200 gigawatt of wind and solar capacity by 2030. That is why they have created this project. Is it clear, guys? Those who are watching live, kindly give a thumbs up if you are watching. Chalo. Let's move ahead with the next news. So Gobi Desert is the correct answer. Okay. Acha, there is one of the world biggest dam known as the Three Gorges Dam. Okay. It is being created by Three Gorges Corporation, and the same company is creating this world first solar thermal power station. Alright. Chal. Next is the overview of the Global Fintech Fest 2025 held in Mumbai. Now guys, this festival, this fest was basically venue is same every year. It happens at the same place. So this was the sixth edition of the Global Fintech Fest. Okay, and the venue was what? Geo Convention Center, Mumbai. Geo Convention Center, Mumbai. Now, what is important here is the organizer. So the organizer is three bodies. One is the Payment Council of India. Payment Council of India. Second is National Payment Corporation of India. And third is the Fintech Convergence Council. Fintech Convergence Council. Alright. And what was the theme of this Global Fintech Summit? Basically, empowering finance by AI. Empowering finance through AI or by AI. Please remember this. This was the theme of the Global Fintech. Now we will be basically focusing on the all the three bodies. These are very important. Okay. So during this event, many things were launched. So which app became the first in India to enable biometric based UPI payments at scale? PhonePe, Paytm, Navi or Bheem. Let's see the news in detail. So this was about the event. This was the venue, and these three were the organizers. Now we would be reading about the organizer. This is very important. So first of all, Payment Council of India, NPCI, and third is FCC, Fintech Convergence Center. Now these two bodies are what? These are industry bodies. Okay, industry association, and these two bodies comes under what? International, Internet and Mobile Association of India, IMAI. So PCI, Payment Council of India, and Fintech Convergence Council, they comes under the Internet and Mobile Association of India. So Payment Council of India basically it represent and support the digital payment ecosystem, and it act as a bridge between the regulator, and that is RBI, and the government. All right. Now NPCI, we already know that it was launched in the year 2008. It is a product of RBI and Indian Bank Association, and it look after the entire digital payment infrastructure of India, be it UPI, be it RuPay card, be it AEPS, FASTag, everything is taken care by NPCI. All right. And Fintech Convergence Council is what? It is another industry body, and it basically looked after the India's fintech ecosystem. All right. These were the three organizers. And during this event, Ministry of Finance has launched foreign currency settlement system at Gift City, Gujarat. One thing. Second is RBI introduced UPI help, IoT payment with UPI, Banking Connect, Reserve Pay, like this. And Navi app. Navi is basically, understand, Navi is the app just like PhonePe and Paytm. It is founded by the founder of Flipkart, Mr. Sachin Bansal. After Flipkart, he started working on Navi. Alright, and this is the sixth most used payment app. Alright, chalo. So correct answer is Navi. Got it? Yes, no? Next is WTO lowered global trade growth forecast to 0.5% for financial year 26. Now, understand what is WTO. See, in 1948, there was a body known as GATT, General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Okay, with time after the basically after the Second World War, then the Cold War between US and Russia, this body basically transformed into WTO in the year 1995. Okay, and WTO is the organization which look after the setting the making rules for the global trade. And right now WTO has 164 countries. Okay, and it covers 98% of the global trade. Please remember this thing. Okay, and WTO has different bodies, right? One is a dispute settlement body also. Okay, now WTO operates on the principle of what? Non-discrimination. Okay, that's why they favor what? Most favored nation status and national treatment. Please remember these two terms: most favored nation status and national treatment. These are the principle on which WTO operates. Okay, so please remember this thing. And the entire WTO has a different structure. There is ministerial conference of WTO which sit every 2 year. It is a meeting, है ना? It is a basically it meets every 2 years to to host discussion regarding trade. Then there is the General Council, okay, which basically look after the day-to-day work. And third is the WTO Secretariat. Okay, and you are going to tell me who is the Director General of WTO. WTO Director General. You are going to tell me the name. Chalo. So, according to WTO's Global Trade Outlook and Statistics Update, which region registered the highest export growth in the first half of 2025? Right? So, first of all, understand what is the body here, WTO, which report they have released, Global Trade Outlook. And in this, what are the important findings? That the global trade growth will be 0.5% for financial year 2026. Right? Please remember this thing. And which region has got the highest export growth? That is Asia. Okay, it has got 10% year on year growth. Why? What kind of product they are using, because of which they have got the growth? AI based product. Okay, like semiconductors, telecom equipment, all these things, because I have they are basically creating. That's why their export growth is very high. Especially China is one of the leading country in that. Chalo, so Asia is the region with the highest year on year export growth. Next news is RBI granted SRO status to Finance Industry Development Council. Now, what is this FIDC? See, FIDC, remember one thing, it is also one of the self regulatory organization. And which body does FIDC represent? FIDC represent the NBFC sector. Alright. So, please remember this thing. So, when FIDC has got the self-regulatory organization power from RBI, then it is going to make the regulation more stronger in the NBFC sector. See, right now NBFC sector, now they are not following rules, and because of this, RBI is punishing by imposing multiple fines on the NBFC. So, or also one more thing, RBI cannot look after the entire NBFC, so they are creating a body which would be regulating the entire NBFC area. Okay. So please remember this thing. Chalo. So which organization was granted self-regulatory organization status by RBI for NBFC sector? It is FIDC. Please remember this thing. Okay. Achha, but tell me why SRO are important. First of all, it reduces the burden of the regulator himself. है ना? RBI cannot handle each and everything, right? It cannot micromanage every entity. Second, it promotes accountability. If there is a body and which would be looking after the entire NBFC sector, so they would be very cautious how NBFC is working. If there is any problem, they are going to solve it. Otherwise, they will be fined or punished, right? Also, this SRO, they will consist of professionals, right? So they will understand the challenges better because they are from the similar sector. Okay. Chalo. So like FIDC, there are many other SRO also. For example, Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange, these function as a SRO for the stock brokers. Okay. Chalo. So what has happened? FIDC has got the SRO status to regulate which sector? To regulate the NBFC sector. Okay. And it would be enforcing a code of conduct, promote regulatory compliance, and it will be acting as an intermediary between the NBFC and the RBI. It will be acting as a bridge. And who is the Chief Executive Officer of FIDC? Mr. Raman Agarwal. So this name you should and you must remember. Alright. Is it clear, guys? Yes, no? Chalo. Next is RBI imposes penalties on American Express Banking Corp and HDFC Financial Services. HDB, not HDFC. है ना? Now let's speed up the session. So which financial entity was fined by RBI for failing to return the credit balances to certain cardholders? So see, American Express was fined for what? Because they were not. American Express was fined for 31 lakh. Why? Because they failed to return credit balances to the cardholders. So for this, American Express has got the fine. HDB Financial Services, why they were fined? They were fined 4.2 lakh. Why? Because of violation of the KYC norms. Right? So just remember these two things. Rest is fine. Okay? Chal. Next is RBI links Bharat Connect FX Retail to facilitate dollar transaction. Now understand one thing. What is this Bharat Connect? Bharat Connect is what? The Bharat bill payment system. Okay. It basically connects the banks, payment systems, and the customer digitally. Right? So please remember this thing. And what is this FX Retail? FX Retail is basically a RBI platform where one can buy and sell the foreign currencies like US dollar, right? So please remember this thing. Through the bank, they can directly buy and sell. Now, why RBI has linked them? See, earlier, let's say if you are an exporter or an importer, okay. Let's say, you are Ravi. Okay, there is a small exporter named Ravi. He is in Jaipur and he has sent some items or commodities to Britain. Now, in return, he has got a payment of $10,000. So first he had to go to his bank, which might charge him a higher conversion margin, and then because of which he will get less rupees. So once you connect Bharat Connect with FX Retail, now you can log in and see the live quotes. What is the exchange rate right now? It is right now going. You can pick the rate as per your convenience so that you get the maximum money out of that particular dollar. Okay. So it will create what? First of all, you don't have to go to the bank. It will save your time. Second, offline process is more subjective, है ना? Then it brings corruption also. So here the things would be transparent and then accountability would be set up, right? Chalo. So at which event did RBI launch the pilot linkage of FX retail platform with Bharat Connect? So this was the Global Fintech Summit only, Fintech Fest, which happened in Mumbai. That's why this fest is very important. Okay, chalo. So Mr. T. Ravi Shankar, he is the Deputy Governor of RBI. He has launched the linking of the FX retail platform with Bharat Bill payment system. Okay, so please remember this thing, more than sufficient. Chal. Acha, this Bharat Bill payment system, na, it is a subsidiary of what? It is a subsidiary of NPCI only. Okay. Next is NPCI launches new subsidiary NTCL. So now again a related news. So to boost payment innovation in India, right? So the National Payment Corporation of India has launched a new technology subsidiary, NPCI Tech Solution Limited, at which event? Again, the answer is Global FinTech Fest. That is why this thing was so important, right? Now understand one thing, that NPCI has total 4 subsidiaries. Okay, one is NBSL, NPCI Bheem Service Limited. Second is NIPL, that is NPCI International Payment Limited. Third is NBBL. It is what? NPCI Bharat Bill Limited. And fourth is the new one, that is NTSL. It means NPCI Technological Solutions Limited. So what does NBSL do? NBSL basically it look after the entire what? It look after the Bhim services. Okay, Bhim UPI. NIPL do what? See again, it is looking after the Bhim UPI, right? Its growth and everything. NIPL is what? It is the international. It looks after the international customer who are trying to adopt UPI. So right now, 8 countries are using UPI as a service. Then NBBL do what? It basically look after the Bharat Bill payment system. Okay. And NTSL, it is the technological backbone of the entire NPCI. So 4 subsidiaries, please remember this thing. The same thing is written here also. Chalo. Next is RBI cancelled license of Satara based Jijamati Mahila Sahakari Bank, Women Cooperative Bank. See the condition of cooperative bank in India, it is very poor. They are not having any kind of money. They are not getting any customers, right? And many customers, they are leaving them. So the RBI has cancelled the license of which urban cooperative bank in October for regulatory non-compliance for weak financial, that is the Jijamati Sahakari Bank. Now what was the reason? Just remember this, the reason was insufficient capital, poor financial positions. Okay. Now what will happen to the money the people have which they have deposited in this bank, in the Jijamati Sahakari Bank? What will happen to this? So there is a body known as DICGC, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. Okay, and this was established in the year 1978. Now what is the purpose of DICGC? Basically it provides insurance cover to bank deposits. How much insurance cover? Maximum 5 lakh rupees. Alright, so please remember this thing, by 5 lakh rupees per depositor per bank. Okay, so if you have more than 5 lakh rupees in a bank, and let's say the bank has fire, some kind of fire, or let's say the bank got bankrupt, what would happen to your money? So you would be having a backup or the insurance of 5 lakh rupees. Please remember DICGC 5 lakh. Okay. Now it is only, they will only give you insurance for certain types of account. For example, saving account, current account, fixed deposit, RD. But they will not give you this 5 lakh rupees insurance if you are having, for example, interbank deposit account, they don't get, deposit of foreign government, they don't get. Okay. So please remember Jijamati Sahakari Bank. Alright. So the bank operation has ceased from 7th October and the depositor will be compensated up to 5 lakh by DICGC. That's why never ever keep more than 5 lakh rupees in your bank account. Okay. Chalo. Now this particular week was more about what? This particular week was entirely about the Nobel Prize. We are going to see. Chalo. So first news is Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado won the Nobel Peace Prize 2025. See, understand why she won the Nobel Peace Prize. Let me tell you. There is a country called Venezuela. It is located in South America. Venezuela is a oil-rich country, and its entire economy depends upon oil, right? And see, once your entire economy is dependent upon oil, who will get rich? The people who are involved in the oil sector. And because of this, there was a huge inequality, right? And due to this, what happened was a lot of corruption was also going on, right? And the entire economy of Venezuela collapsed. Venezuela got into a phase known as hyperinflation, where the value of the money now or the local currency, it gets diminished. People were carrying bags and bags of money to buy vegetables, to buy fruits. That was the condition of Venezuela. Now, during this, Venezuela was also facing poverty and malnutrition and lack of medical facilities. Got it? Now, as a worker, as a opposition leader, Maria Corina, she started raising her voice against this kind of mishappenings. And even she was personally threatened. She was removed from the parliament of Venezuela, and she was always also hiding in some place to save her. But she was still carry on her work to raise the democratic rights and democratic right movement in Venezuela, and for this she has got the Nobel Prize. Okay, by restoration of free and fair election, democratic rights, and protection of human beings. Okay, even she was banned from the public offices. She was stripped from her parliamentary seats. Clear? So please remember this thing. And the movement name was Vente Venezuela. Vente Venezuela. Right? And because of this, she has won the Nobel Prize. So she has won the Nobel Prize for what purpose? For democratic transition in Venezuela. So just remember the name. है ना? अच्छा, how much money cash reward is for the Nobel Peace Prize? It is $1.2 million. Okay? Chalo. So democratic transition is the correct answer. Next is for literature. Mr. Laszlo. He is from Hungary. Three things you have to remember. So the 2025 Nobel Prize in Literature was awarded to Mr. Laszlo, making him the second laureate from which country? It means before him, one of his country fellows already won the Nobel Prize in Literature. So he is from Hungary. So let's see who was the other person also. है ना? First of all, he won the Nobel Prize, है ना? Mr. Laszlo, right? Name is important. From which country he belongs, that is important. Okay, and for his compelling and important work, for his compelling and visionary oeuvre that in the midst of apocalyptic terror and reaffirms the power of art. For this, he has got this entire Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel Literature Prize. Now, before him, one more person has already won. In 2002, Mr. Imre Kertész has won the Nobel in Literature, right? So, some of the work of Mr. Laszlo is Santango, The Melancholy of Resistance, right? So, please remember this thing. Chalo. So, he is from Hungary. Now, Nobel Prize for what? Chemistry. Susumu Kitagawa, Richard Robson, and Omar M. Yagi. So, how we are going to remember? SRO. Alright. And for what thing they have won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry? For metal organic framework. Now, what is this metal organic framework? It is basically a crystalline mineral which has very high porosity. It is extremely porous. And why I'm saying extremely porous? Let me give you an example. Just 1 gram of this metal organic framework, it can have a surface area equal to a football field. Just 1 gram. So much porosity it has. Then why it is important? Now it is important for what? For gas storage, because this material is so much porous. Second thing, carbon capture from the atmosphere, the industrial emission, everything can be captured and stored. And for also for drug delivery and environmental purification. So just remember this keyword SROMOF. Susumu Richard Omar for metal organic framework. Okay, so they have created an entirely new class of materials in chemistry. Got it? Chalo. So please remember it is the metal organic framework for which they have won the award. Right? So name is important. So it is what? SRO. Work is important. Work is what? MOF. Right? Two things you have to remember for this entire news. Alright guys, yes, no? Chalo. Now let's see the next news. Physics, Nobel Prize in Physics. Who won the Nobel Prize in Physics? John Clark, Michael Devrot, and John Martinez. JMJ. For what? For quantum tunneling. For quantum tunneling. And second thing, energy quantization. I'm not going to go in much detail. Just let me tell you that, see, what is happening is, what is quantum tunneling? Quantum tunneling basically means the particles, let's say they have created a circuit, okay, superconducting circuits. they feel that if there is some kind of barrier, the electrons or the atom will not flow. But what they have originated a new concept that is known as quantum tunneling. This in this they say that particles in the circuit could jump through the barrier that they should not be able to cross in normal physics, and because of this they have won the Nobel Prize in Physics. And what is this energy quantization? They say that the circuit could only have a fixed energy level, not any random value. Okay, just like a step on ladder, it is fixed. So these two concepts, they have won the Nobel. So remember JMJ, QT and EQ. JMJ, QT and EQ. Like this, you can remember the Nobel Prize in Physics. So which fundamental quantum phenomena they have won the award for? Macroscopic quantum tunneling. See, many people they know that. See, quantum physics is what? It is at a micro level, molecular level. But now it is, the scientists are showing that it is also happening at a macro level, not at a micro level. Okay, chalo. So just remember the name of the person, JMJ, and the work is what? Quantum tunneling and energy quantization. Got it? Chalo. Next is, so I have created one table here. Please take a screenshot of this table. It would be very helpful for you for all the category: physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, peace and economy. And the winner and for what work they have won, I have created the table here. Acha, for medicine, let's see. Mr. Mary, Fred and Shimon, MFS. And for what purpose they have won? For the peripheral human immune tolerance. Now, what is this peripheral immune tolerance? I believe you already know that everyone, every human being has an immunity. And this immunity or immune system protect us from outside bacteria, viruses. Once the outside material enter our body, na, our immunity stop them by destroying it. Now, how would our immune system is knowing that not to attack our own body? So there are some cells which are known as what? Regulatory T cells, or in short they are known as TREGs. TREGs. These are what? Regulatory T cells, which are acting as a peacekeeper, which is basically telling our immune system that this is our body, it is not harming you, please do not harm it. Just attack the outside material only. Okay. So for this discovery, they have got the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Okay. And in economic sciences, Joel Mocker, Philippe Aghion, and Peter Howitt, JPP, for explaining how innovation drives long-term economic growth. Okay. So please remember this table for the economic Nobel Prizes, right? I hope it is clear. Yes, no? Chalo. Now some appointment related news. RBI appointed Sanjay Kumar Hansda as the new ED from 2026. So which department he is going to head? So he is going to head the Department of Economic Policy and Research. Sanjay Kumar Hansda, new executive director. Alright. Apart from this, you have to also remember that Mr. Sirish Chandra Murmu has assumed the charge of Deputy Governor. Alright. And you are going to tell me he has replaced which Deputy Governor? Mr. Sirish Chandra Murmu has replaced which Deputy Governor? You are going to tell me in the comment box. Acha guys, those who are watching live, kindly like the session and share it. Chalo. Next is Sanju Samson has been appointed as the EPL ambassador. What is EPL? That is the English Premier League. Okay. So just remember the name of the person and for what thing he has been appointed. Right? Then there is one report about WHO. So India, Bangladesh, Nepal on track to achieve 30% tobacco use reduction by year end. So according to WHO's 6th global report on tobacco use, which Southeast Asian country is on track to achieve at least 30% reduction in tobacco use by 2025? Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar or Maldives? So what is the name of the report by WHO? Global Report on Trends in Tobacco. So organization is important, name of report is important, and what are the important findings? That Bangladesh, India and Nepal BIN are on track to achieve 30% reduction in tobacco use. Alright. Chalo. So it is the Bangladesh. Now, second report is International Labour Organization State of Social Justice Report. Please remember, it is very, very important. International Labour Organization, the name of the report is Social Justice Report. So they have the finding was inequality and decline of trust in institution hinders social justice worldwide. This is a very common thing. If you don't, if the institution fails, there would be nothing to say about. है So the State of Social Justice Report is released by which of the following organizations? So it is ILO. Now let's see what are the important findings. So first of all, child labor, it has declined. Okay, you don't have to remember the number, just understand the trend. Extreme poverty, it has fell from 40% to 10%. And education, the primary and secondary school completion rates rose by 10%. Okay, 10% and 20% respectively. Primary education raise was 10%, secondary was 22%. Got it? Now, there was the finding that even today 800 million people still live on less than $3 per day, and out of every 4 people, one will lack the access of safe drinking water. This is the situation. And if we talk about the wealth inequality, the top 1% of the global population has the 20% of the income and 38% of the total wealth. The top 1% people have the 38% of the total wealth. It means if we talk about the top 2%, they will be having the entire wealth. This shows that how much inequality is there, and inequality will be there. We cannot make a what you can say that word. Which type of society that everyone has the same money? We can't say na that won't be happening. Some people will remain poor, some people will remain rich. There will be inequality. Okay, chalo. So ILO is the correct answer. Got it? Right. Next is NCRB releases Crime in India 2023 report. Kolkata becomes India's safest city for the fourth time. I don't know how. There is so much crime in Kolkata. I don't know how NCRB has released this data. It may be possible that yes, overall the crime rate would be less, but Kolkata was now for the past 2 years, it is famous for very gruesome cases. The RD Kar Medical College case, then again one more case of the university girl. So, according to NCRB Crime in India report, which Indian city was ranked safest for the fourth consecutive year? It is Kolkata. So, let's see. Safest city is Kolkata, right? And most unsafe city is Kochi, Kerala. Right? Where is Delhi? I don't know how they have created this thing. And other safe cities are Hyderabad, Pune, Mumbai. Right? Very good. Chalo. So, guys, this was all about this week important weekly current affairs. I hope you have understood each and everything. Hai. I would be uploading this PDF just after the session on my Telegram channel. You can download it from there, or you can. So my Telegram channel is GA by Yash sir. GA by Yash sir. You can join this Telegram channel. Okay. Also on the Oliveboard app on the YouTube section. Okay, you can download it from the below the class name. Okay, chalo. So guys, happy Dhanteras to all of you, those who are watching live. I hope you have enjoyed the session. The session was fruitful for you. If you have enjoyed the session, do give the like and do mention your comments. Okay, chalo. See you guys in the next session. Have a great day and Jai Hind everyone.